Chelsea State Bank Vice President Aaron Dubois and Senior Vice President Tom Dumont. Welcome to the show.
Good
Thank
afternoon.
you.
Yeah, great to see you. Happy summer.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Happy summer to you too.
Thanks, and happy graduation to the parent
Yeah,
of a
thank you.
graduate.
It's nice. 2 down, 1 to go.
Yeah. So, are they out of the house?
No,
No.
they're all home.
All home. Did you have a graduation
Busy summer.
graduation party?
Yep, we got that taken care of Sunday, June 9th. So
Oh,
now
nice.
we have that. Now we can just go off to the others and enjoy and not have that worry ahead of us.
Great. Well, my I think pressing question about graduation parties is the food. So, what did you do for the
We
food?
did a Qdoba style taco bar. My brother-in-law, he helps with it, and we did most of the cooking. The only thing that we purchased outside was Qdoba's chips. So we had 10 bags of chips, and then we did all the prep and all the cooking for the party. So
Awesome.
It was awesome.
I bet it was a hit.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations.
thank you.
The summer is with us, and with that, we'll be seeing tons of community events and activities, and that's something that Chelsea State Bank takes a lot of pride in.
We do. We do take a lot of pride in that.
So you're a community bank. So how does it impact, somebody that is a resident of the community? What does a community bank mean, and how does where you bank matter?
So a community bank is defined as total assets less than 10 billion, which that's a big number. So any of the community-based banks that are 10 billion and under, the regionals would be in this 10 billion to 100 billion, and nationals are 100 billion plus. So a community bank, so Chelsea State Bank, for instance, we're 400 million in total assets. But even though total assets of community banks only make up 14% of total bank assets, you can see the statistics there. Community banks do over 60% of the small business lending
Wow.
nationally. And that's true, in fact, for agricultural, but going back to the era of PPP lending, Chelsea State Bank, we did 80% in our Chelsea community. So with the Chelsea zip code, we did over 80% of the PPP loans in that community.
That's amazing. Was it the pandemic and the PPP that got small business turned on to community banking?
I think so. Quite a few of our customers joined Chelsea State Bank after the PPP loan. We also, focus on, like Tom mentioned, agricultural loans. So with my background, I'm able to do a lot of any kind of loans for a farmer. So I do from young beginning small farmer loans all the way up to a large producer, and able to do that within our portfolio. So I've done some really neat opportunities recently where I did a line of credit for a small beginning farmers, and they're very appreciative because the interest rates are probably half of what they were getting from outside sources.
Huh.
So that's been a very nice opportunity, as well as some real estate loans for large producers that we're able to handle. So it's a pretty good opportunity for Chelsea State Bank as well to get into that arena. But it did help a lot with the PPP, having more businesses know where we are, what we do, and as well as doing the agricultural loans. So, because that's where, farmers were able to take advantage of that as well.
Yeah, and I remember with PPP, the big regional and national banks, they couldn't handle the PPP loans. They were overwhelmed, and I think that there were several that just said, we're at our limit. We don't have the people to process this.
Yeah, a manpower issue. We worked around the clock. I know that our bankers, all hands on board. Our president, CEO, Joanne, who you met last month, she was taking PPP loan applicants, and we also processed the forgiveness on the back end. So we handled that PPP loan from cradle to grave, and it's the same way we handle our business relationships. So we have the same banker that helps with the origination and management of that loan, and they see that loan all the way through its retirement when it's ultimately paid off. So we don't have the various silos. We have, our bankers wear all the hats. So if it's an investment real estate loan, if it's an investment property loan, it's a loan for their small business, we don't hand it off to a partner. That banker handles every particular loan opportunity with that relationship.
There's no, let me go get my manager.
Correct. Our committee is Joanne, who you met, Aaron and I. That's our committee. So, community banks make decisions locally. You're not counting on a board of directors from outside the area or in a centralized location or a matrix or an AI generated score. Our team, it's a hands-on approach. We're making those decisions locally by local teammates.
And you have a higher satisfaction rate as a community bank to for those experiences. And I think we have a graph here.
Community bank customers are 81% satisfied compared to 68% at the large banks. Then even less at the national finance companies or online lenders. There's been an influx with the fintech companies where a small business owner can click an app and go through, enter a couple parameters, and they're approved, but their rate's probably going to be 2 to 3 times that. It's designed for short term, quick turnaround time on the decision, next day funding. However, there's a price to be paid for that.
It's almost predatory lending.
Borderline.
Yeah. All right, so I mentioned the participation in the community as a community bank.
Right.
I've seen you both at a lot of events. You go to a lot of parties here, and I think the last time I saw you was at a party.
Is it a retirement party?
It was a retirement party,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yep, a local heir of Ron Ellison from American Title. So yes, he retired recently. Then I was at the Art, Beer, and Wine Festival. We also help out with a lot of the different smaller local groups as well. We were, of course, at the Jackson High School Ambassador Scholarship Dinner and Auction, so we sponsored a scholarship for a local Jackson High graduate to go to college. Then we had the Gospel Army Black History Group. We made a donation to that local Jackson group so that they could go, I believe, to
Georgia or South Carolina?
Yeah, to South Carolina or Georgia, maybe both of those areas, to actually promote their expertise. The Christ Child Society of South Central Michigan, I think we talked about that one time with Jim Sykes, where we, as employees, we can wear blue jeans on Fridays and we make a donation.
And that's good for Jim Sykes, who only wears blue jeans.
Right.
That's part of his package.
So, and then we've been doing a lot of different community events. We did a couple days at the Jackson Area Transit Authority for their National Transit Week. And it was really an opportunity for us to spend a few days. A couple of us from the branch were there each of the days. We were able to meet community members that actually take the buses, the JATA buses, and be out there with other nonprofits and local community members that were sponsoring, helping to promote their week and be there for their members that do ride the transportation downtown Jackson.
Did you guys take a spin?
We didn't, because we had to get back to work, but that would have been a good idea. We should have done that. Next time we'll have to do that.
Yeah, we have a great transportation system.
We do. They have. I was surprised how many buses, go to all sorts of areas within our community, and so it was very nice to be a part of that week and help them out as well. So.
Well, it wasn't that long ago we were celebrating your grand opening, so I would say you're still in the honeymoon phase,
right?
in the community with your location. But here it is on North Wisner, just off Ganson. Are people finding you?
Yeah, the activity levels have increased every month. It's a little busier. We could be busier. We'd love to be really, really busy.
Yeah.
So stop on by. Come check us out. We'd love to have you as a customer. will take really good care of you.
Yes.
Yeah, that beautiful building, that awesome mural by Joe Macklin on the outside. Plus, I think you have some local artists hanging on the walls throughout the branch.
We do. We have Coley Kennedy's and Dale Fisher's. Sorry.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, Coley Kennedy has a lot of. We have a lot of artwork by him, as well. And definitely, like Tom mentioned, stop by and see us. Everyone in the branch that works at the branch is from Jackson, so you probably see a familiar face at a local area, grocery store, gas station. We live in the community and we work in the community.
You mentioned that you have a lot of agricultural clients, and I think, for years, big banks, if they got an application in from, a certain industry, agriculture for one, restaurants for another, it was an automatic no, because it just was it's a tough business
It is.
and a tough business to finance.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, you don't categorize people, you don't make a decision about their industry before they're even in the door.
We lend in all industries except the forbidden industries, of course, but
Right.
we have golf courses, we have restaurants, we have a pickleball facility. We have loans of all types, and we're always looking at concentrations in different industries, but we're very well balanced across the board. We're not too heavy in one area. We're not too heavy in investment real estate. We're not too heavy in specialty real estate. We're very well balanced. We take pride in that, and it allows us to continue that balance and not have the silos put up because of a certain industry.
And we've been talking about business banking, but it's also consumer banking, and you have pretty much everything that.
Correct. Yeah, we can do auto loans, tractor loans, house loans, home equity loans on the consumer side. Boat loans, especially the summer. So definitely come in and see us, on the consumer side as well as on the commercial side, and just even to meet our staff. If you want to stop in and say hi and just understand what we're all about. But we are very community driven and very purpose driven to our communities and where we serve. And Chelsea State Bank, like we've mentioned, is we're not a huge expansion mode. We the last branch that we opened was 25 years ago in Dexter. So and we have 4 branch locations, but we're very strategic, stable organization, very excellent bank to work for as well. So
Great to have you. Yeah, great to have you both here. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us
Thank
today,
you.
Barb.
With our financial focus segment from Chelsea State Bank, Tom Dumont and Aaron Du Bois.